At the height of the 18th century, the most glorious kingdom in Europe would face a mighty foe, the power of its own people. One man would rise to inspire the nation, to cast aside a reluctant king and a hated queen, and a new republic would be born in blood, the blood of the French Revolution.
The French Revolution can also be referred to as the Great Revolution. It was a period of radical social and political upheaval in France and Europe. It occurred between the years of 1789 and 1799.
There were many economic factors that included hunger and malnutrition. Bad harvests were a huge problem. The poor grain harvest caused immense rising in bread prices and therefore had a large impact on the economy. The cost of previous wars was beginning to build up and caused bankruptcy to become a major concern.
Just as the state was nearing bankruptcy, a new king ascended to the throne. Jacques Necker was the Comptroller General of Finance. He had determined that the country was being taxed way too much and it needed to be stopped. After this, the king announced the need for an Estate General, which was made up of the clergy, the nobility, and the rest of France. Each of these groups within the Estates General had an equal vote at first, but the king decided that he didn't like the idea of groups voting equally, so he changed it so that each person within the groups voted individually, but the people belonging to the nobility group had their votes doubled.
At this time, Necker had gained the enmity of several members of the French court. Marie Antoinette, Comte d'Artois, and other members of the king advisors urged him to dismiss Necker as financial advisor. Many citizens were afraid that foreign mercenaries had been brought into France to shut down the National Constituent Assembly. Paris was overcome with riots, chaos, and widespread looting. The mobs soon had the support of the French Guard. The mobs gained their ammunition and weapons from a cache in Bastille. The king was alarmed by the violence and therefore backed down. Then the tennis court oath became the new government structure.
On August 4th, 1789, the French Constituent Assembly abolished feudalism. On August 26th, the Assembly published the Declaration of Rights of a Man and of the Citizens, which included the statement of principles rather than a constitution with legal effect. The National Constituent Assembly acted as a body to draft a new constitution.
The revolution caused a massive shift of power from the Roman Catholic Church to the state. Pope Pius VI never accepted the civil constitution of the clergy, further isolating the church in France. The establishment of a code of reason was the final step of radical de-Christianization. The Third Republic established the separation of church and state. Most of the assembly still favored a constitutional monarchy rather than a republic. The Holy Roman Emperor Leopold II, Frederick William II of Prussia, and the king's brother Charles Philippe, Comte d'Artois, issued the Declaration of Pillnitz, which considered the cause of Louis XVI as their own, demanding his absolute liberty and implied an invasion of France on his behalf if the revolutionary authorities refused its conditions.
France would function as a constitutional monarchy under the Constitution of 1791. On August 10, 1792, insurgents supported the revolutionary Paris Commune, attacked by Tuileries Palace, and massacred the Swiss guards who were assigned for the protection of the king. The French National Convention abolished the monarchy and declared France a monarchy in 1792. The French National Convention voted and condemned Louis XVI on January 17, 1793. On January 21, 1793, Louis was executed by guillotine on the Place de la Revolution. According to archival records, at least 16,594 people died under the guillotine or otherwise after accusations of counter-revolutionary activities. Peasants revolted against the French revolutionary government in 1793 at Vendée. The new constitution created the Directoire and first bicameral legislature in French history. Citizens of the war-weary nation wanted stability and peace. The army suppressed riots and counter-revolutionary activities. In this way, the army and its successful general Napoleon eventually gained total power. On November 9, 1799, Napoleon installed the consulate. This led to his dictatorship and eventually to him being proclaimed as the emperor.